So we do have one final quest here, which is play some big monsters. Like I said, I'm not super intent on finishing this quest today. I think we probably just are going to. Draft does lead itself towards playing some big creatures in general, but maybe it would be fun to like try to draft around it, just give ourselves a goal here of playing some creatures with 5 or more attack. That said, the only creature with 5 or more attack here I definitely don't want to take. If I take a red card, it's going to be Furnace Mage, maybe could even be Acolyte or Temper. If I take a blue card, it's going to be Static Bolt. I think I do just like Furnace Mage the best here. Red is always a little bit awkward to draft, but Furnace Mage is so good. There's also a part of me that just wants to play Feln. Just play Feln, Tempo, Infiltrate, Aggro, because I don't get to play that often. Static Bolt is like a reasonable equivalent to Furnace Mage, and I think Feln might just be better than either of our Rakano cards. You know what? Let's just take the best card, which I do believe is Furnace Mage, and we'll just see where that gets us. Praxis Displacer, probably the best card after that, but Beastcaller's Amulet is actually quite good. Obsidian Golem is good if we go Stone Scar. Though if we go Stone Scar, I might just want to pick up Beastcaller's Amulet anyways. It's decent in aggressive Stone Scar. It's not great. We do kind of would rather be in Feln. And hey, we only missed one card by going into whatchamacallit rather than Feln, by going into Furnace Mage rather than taking the Static Bolt. We couldn't have known what was going to be in Pack 2. Runic Revolver is a pretty sweet late game card. Crownwatch Cavalry is also really strong, but I think I kind of just want to take Scavenging Vulture and see what we can make happen. I'm going to take black cards mostly because I think I'd rather play... I'd rather my backup be Feln than Rakano, and I'd much rather just be in Feln than be in Stone Scar at all. Now, Morning Star is actually a pretty good card regardless, but also just so is Death Strike. So when given the choice between two options here, I think I'm just going to lean towards black and try to drift away from Furnace Mage. Maybe I just shouldn't have taken Furnace Mage at all ever because I knew I didn't want to play it. But whatever. 2/2 lifesteal seems reasonable. I'll take it. Wisdom and Flash Freeze, you really only want like one ofs in your deck. Though it is cool, you go end step Flash Freeze, then untap and play Beastcaller. That's obviously the combo. Would we rather a Psionic Savant or a Blood Beetle? Well, to be honest, we're not really in blue yet, even though I know I want to be. But I think just taking the Blood Beetle is probably the safest pick. It also gives us like a really good Beastcaller's Amulet target on turn 3, if we got in there with it on turn 1. Alright, I'm not going to take Infernus. I don't think I'm going to take Direfang Spider either. Let's just take a Static Bolt and start to move more into blue. Sky Snapper is a pretty solid card for a Beastcaller's Amulet as well. Jotun Warrior isn't. I'll take Warhelm, though I don't think I'm going to play it. And Feln Banner, I appreciate picking that up a lot as well. Water of Life, we're not going to play. Well, Argentport Instigator is just a really solid card, and I only have one of them. So for both of those reasons, I think I'm going to take it. There's 2 solid red cards here, but like I said, I don't think I want to be in red. I do actually just think I want to be in blue. I need this card for Constructed. Seems like a no-brainer. Let's take it. Pillar of Amar is great. So is Lethrai Ranger. Dark Return is pretty cool, but I think Lethrai Ranger is probably better than it. If you're on the play, this card can just win the game by itself. Hornsnatcher Bat, pretty strong. 6-drop. Levitate and Serpent Trainer, also good. Potentially more synergistic with some of the other stuff that we're doing. Let's think. I honestly I'm not even completely convinced we're in blue. Let's just take a bat. If we see something else crazy, like hell, like we could even just take these sauropods and just be like, alright, let's be black time. There's nothing that is actually preventing us from doing that. The only thing that is slightly making us doing that is the Feln banner, but hell, like, I really don't think we need to. That said, do I want to pick up a double splash card, or do I want to just take a solid 4-drop? Let's just take a solid 4-drop. Skip out on the Grenadin drones as well. Alright, Awakened Student. Can I splash for Awakened Student? No, I don't think so. Let's take an Acolyte. Acolyte's always really strong. Cumbre Healer's good, Protect is good, Seek Power is reasonable, but can never go wrong with an Acolyte. A second Wisdom of Elders. Not that we really need a second one, but it's probably also just the best card in these packs here. Pilfer's reasonable if we go Mono Shadow. I'm the most likely to play Dispel here, actually. Alright, Sidearm's good. Let's cut the Dispel. Tundra Explorer is reasonable. Definitely not playing Furnace Mage at this point. I think we're in blue, but I'm willing to move it around here. Valkyrie Wings is pretty good, but I don't think it's what we want. I think we're just going to take another Amethyst Acolyte, and I'm pretty happy about that one as well. Then we have a 2/2 Unblockable. We have a Desperado. We also have a Cobalt Acolyte. Cobalt Acolyte is so strong in Feln. Desperado's also really good. If we can just keep up the beats, or like put a sidearm on Desperado, that's quite fantastic. Alright, I'm going to try to take it here. And then a Savant, another Amulet, and a Rapid Shot. Oh, do I have enough to make this Amulet good enough? I'm not sure I do, but it's the sweetest card. Rapid Shot is also super powerful. Serpent Trainer's pretty good. Savant is pretty good, but just a 3-mana 5/5. I mean, you can't really go wrong with these 3-mana 5/5s. Alright, we're going to try as hard as we can to make a triple Beastcaller's Amulet deck work. And actually, I think Eastwind Herald would be really good in a deck like this. Yeah, Eastwind Herald all the way. Stone Scar Magus, really good. Levitate, fantastic. Blood Beetle or Amethyst Acolyte, both really strong. That is a tough pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 24 cards so far. I like me a Blood Beetle. I've got a lot of 3-drops already with the Beastcaller's Amulet. Alright, let's just take a Blood Beetle. We'll get there sometimes. I'm not going to play Lumen Shepherd. It's just a rare draft. Would I rather put it on a Flying Aegis? No, let's just take a Felon Stranger. And I think Felon Stranger is actually decent here. Detain is animated. And Humbug we are not going to play. Oh, we get another pack? Is Paladin Oathbook better than all of these blue cards that we already have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, you know what? And I kind of like the flying aspect, like of Eastwind Herald and that kind of stuff. I think Eastwind Herald might even be better for this deck than Blood Beetle. But the more Blood Beetles you have, the higher chance that you have to just get one active turn 1. So, I like Blood Beetle. We'll make it work. I think we could even make Ghost Form work in this deck. Yeah, with 3 Beastcaller's Amulets, I think Ghost Form is good. Violent Gust is also solid, though. But, yeah, let's just grab a Ghost Form. Sidearm, I think, is also reasonable with all of the creatures and all the infiltrators. Like, putting a sidearm on Lethrai Ranger can win games. Passing up a Torch and a Stone Scar Magus. Maybe Stone Scar Magus is just better. It's just a better card. No, I'll go for Sidearm. Celestial Omen is probably too big of a game. Dark Return seems sweet. I'm just going to go for a Trickster's Cloak. And then I think I'm just going to take another Blood Beetle. Let's just take another Ranger. Cloud Snake is cool, but Ranger's insane. Subvert's pretty strong. Alright, another sidearm. Guess I'll take a second sight, though we're not going to play it. Dagger, Banner, Accelerate. Alright, what's interesting about this deck, I think, is that we could really just play mono black. I think I want to cut second sight. I think we are going to play blue, but it really is, it's a very light splash in the deck. Like, we might not want the Wisdom of the Elders because the double blue might just be too hard to get to. Four Blood Beetle, 3 Beastcaller's Amulet. That's the real deck. If we lose the early game, we're kind of already falling decently far behind. But there's ways to get Beastcaller's Amulet active in the late game. It's just awkward because the Blood Beetles won't really be able to get active, but I'm sure we can find some avenues for them. Put our opponent in some positions where they have to chump block our 5/5s or something. And we've got a lot of ways to make our cards unblockable. Ghost Form, Levitate, and what was the last one? Trickster's Cloak. I think I might not want Tundra Explorer. How many spells do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's cut Tundra Explorer. It is still a 3-mana 3/3, but look at all these 3-drops we got here. We're at 15 lands right now, sitting on 15 lands. Could cut a back alley bouncer. Maybe we just don't need a 4/3 when we're making all these 5/5s. It's a little bit underwhelming. We also have all these 4/4s right here, but it is also just a solid card. Right now, yeah, 15 lands. I think we'd like to play 17. Maybe Hornsnatcher Bat is just way too much mana. Alright, sure. Let's cut the Bat. That puts us at 16 lands. We are quite an aggressive deck. We don't really need to hit our 4th land, but we could just cut Back Alley Bouncer. What else do we have? We have a Second Sight, a Tundra Explorer, some Wisdom of the Elders. Interesting. Is Back Alley Bouncer worth cutting? Yeah, I think 17 lands is just better than 16. So we go 17 lands, 5 Primal Sigils, 11 Shadow Sigils. We've got a little bit of double black with Subvert, Death Strike, and Desperado. But not that much. We do really want to have a Shadow Sigil for turn 1. So probably get us there. Yeah, I think this is probably good enough. Alright, let's try this. 4 Blood Beetle, Triple Amulet. I'm even playing the Lifelink unblockable card. Which I don't think I've ever played before, but need to get those amulets online. We are on the draw here, but this is a pretty solid hand. We can't play a turn 1 Blood Beetle, which is also a little bit annoying. Do I mulligan so that I can play a turn 1 Blood Beetle? I probably don't have to because I can sidearm one, and then I can Trickster's Cloak the other one. Alright, let's keep. I will need to hit a 3rd land eventually. Oni Ronin? Already? No. Alright, and we do get to play out our Blood Beetle. Alright, I'm happy about that. I'm happy now. Got to play the turn 1 Blood Beetle. Let's see, does my opponent have a turn 2 2-drop? They do. Obsidian Golem. Alright, Beastcaller's Amulet. We'll figure out how that is going to work in a second. A lot of 3-drops, obviously, because that's the deck. So what we'd like to do is give a Blood Beetle flying first and foremost. And the best way to do that... So Sidearm already works here, right? Yeah, if we play Sidearm, they have to chump block. But they might chump block with Obsidian Golem. And then be able to put an Amulet on their Blood Beetle. Or not an Amulet, but a +1/+1. Same time, don't really want to just go for Trickster's Cloak here. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully no Annihilate here. Alright, we are going to get a 4/3 quick draw flyer. Really thought my opponent was going to chump block there. Does that mean they have a Death Strike? No blocks clearly on that monster. And Rebel Illuminator. Okay. Feel like we can do this here. Yeah, I feel like we're killing it. I'm just going to make a beast. I think you just want to make a beast as soon as you can with this deck. And what do we got here? We've got an Oni Ronin and a Cabal Recruiter back on defense, but I got a 5/5, and I'm swinging in the air for 3. Can even make that a little bit more. I can do lethals out of nowhere with these Trickster's Cloaks. Let's just play a 2/2 Lifelinker and my Blood Beetle, or would I rather play a Scavenging Vulture? Well, let's see. We put them down to 12 here, which means next turn we've got lethal just by making this unblockable and attacking with this. So I think I will just play a 2/2 Lifestealer and a Blood Beetle. And my opponent with 1 card left in hand, if I give my 5/5 unblockable, I think that's going to be hard for them to deal with. So I don't care about the Obsidian Golem. Obviously, I want to not block Rebel Illuminator so that I don't lose my flyer. There's a few different ways that I could block Obsidian Golem here. I think I'm just going to block with my 2/2 Lifelinker. Actually, no, I'm going to double block with Beetles. If my opponent has a kill spell and they want to use it to blow up one of the Beetles, it means they're not taking out the 5/3. So it's actually a really safe block there to do. Potentially baits my opponent into an awkward play. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going to see nothing here. My opponent has 1 card in hand. It's not a mana. And the other card is that. I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, it looks like we got it there. That's a pretty quick one. Unblockable on my 7/7s. That's why Ghost Form and that card are so good in this deck. Because they let you get the Amulet in early game, and then they just let you get in insane points of damage in the late game by popping them on a 5/5 Beast. Pretty solid first showing from the Triple Beastcaller's Amulet pile here. What do we have here on the play? Triple Blood Beetle. Let's go, baby. Turn 1, Blood Beetle. Turn 2, Blood Beetle, Blood Beetle. Turn 3, Beastcaller's Amulet on the Blood Beetle that they let in on turn 1. There's no way this card's getting blocked. They've got a Ruthless Stranger. Shit, they can block it. Well, fuck me. Yeah, here you go, buddy. Here's your block. Wow. Okay, that's really good. Blood Beetle, Blood Beetle. 1-drops are so insane. We're going to just try to get one of these guys in. Oh, Valkyria Spirit. Oh, that's like perfect. Let's go for the sidearm. Nice! Look at this board. A 4-3 flying quick draw and a 2-3 flyer. So now I've got a quick draw flyer. They're just going to attack me. Oh god, we get the Beastcaller's Amulet. Let's go Amulet on the bigger guy because we know that these are both getting in. Sozy1, thank you very much for the follow. We get to hit them for 7. We get a 5-5. And I don't see this game going too well for my opponent. They could find a way to give their Valkyria Spirit lifelink or something. I'm kind of still surprised that's not trying to block this Blood Beetle. But and we get to get in for 12, put them down to 2. They're going to chump block here. Maybe have a Torch to finish it off. Rampage to finish it off. Even better. Take 7, go down to 7. Let's play a 2-2 lifesteal. And now they can trade with one of our 2-2s and still die. So what's their play? They need to have like a 4-drop to clear this. Don't attack, friend. Alright, there we go. So they're going to go trade, take 5, go down to 2. Then I've got a Lethal Felon Stranger, so let's just do that. Give them some solid trades here. Cool. Opponent goes to 2. We'll subvert next turn. I'm not going to worry about subverting now. We'll subvert and get the very last card that's in their hand. But they need to play 2 blockers, and they are unable to do so. So we are just going to continue to crush my opponents. Oh, plus every beast we play gives us some points towards Giant Master? That's insane. That's value right there. Alright, 2-0. I just felt like in my bones, I said it at the beginning of the draft, I was like, I want to draft Feln today. And, yeah, definitely worked out. This Feln deck is super sweet, crushing it these first 2 games here. Oni are fierce warriors, but abide by strict codes of honor and fealty. Well, I have no idea what fealty means. I'm going to look it up. It probably is like a synonym for honor, but we'll see. A feudal tenant's or vassal's sworn loyalty to a lord. Okay, yeah. I don't know what half those words mean. I don't know what a tenant, vassal is, but it means loyalty. What a weird definition. Look at this definition. A feudal tenant's or vassal's sworn loyalty to a lord. What a weird one. If you are feeling fealty to me right now, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Have a turn 1 Blood Beetle on the play. I don't think that's enough to keep a 1-lander. I think most of our hands will have a turn 1 Blood Beetle, except, of course, for this one. But you know what? We've got a Levitate, we've got a Beastcaller's Amulet, we've got a Desperado. We can make some big plays happen. Hashtag big plays. Turn 3, we're going to play Desperado. Turn 4, we're going to Beastcaller's Amulet and Levitate it. And just get there. My opponent plays nothing. I'll go for the Amulet here if we can draw it. Alright. That's actually a decent draw too, because that is a solid Amulet wear once we get there. Opponent on mono red, but does not have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, or a 3rd land. You know what? I'm a little bit afraid of Torch here. Let's just attack. Alright, my opponent doesn't have any quick spells.
What did you say?
Caleb's favorite, or not Caleb's favorite, Desperado might die to a slow spell or something. Chain Surge is what it's going to die to. Alright, well now my opponent's tapped out. We know we can Beastcaller's Amulet for absolutely free here. Let's just go ahead and do that up. Just have to worry about a harsh rule now, but my opponent actually just, like, missed a land drop. That would be a pretty bold play on their part. I'm going to hang on to my Levitate because we can use it to jump our 5/5 here, even though next turn we're just going to be playing a Stone Scar Magus. Okay, I can put Quick Draw on my Feln Stranger, and then my opponent has no good blocks. What would that be for? That would be for 11 points of damage. Sure. No good blocks for you. I might even just, like, not want this Subvert in the deck, right? Just, like... just always be closing. I might cut the Subvert after this game. It's a really, really solid card, but we just don't need it. Oh, do they have a Finest Hour? They do. Alright. So they're going to take 7 here, but they're going to gain 6, which is kind of unlucky. Means they're going to be at 13. So it's going to take a second to kill our opponents right now. It's a little bit unlucky. If we had just put the sidearm on the Direwood Beast, I probably should have played around Finest Hour. Alright, and now they're going to have a 5/3. Oh, and they're going to attack with it. Okay. That's somewhat reasonable. That's somewhat reasonable. Let's counterattack my opponent and then just play a Stone Scar Magus so they don't have good counterattacks on us. So we get a little bit of tempo advantage here. And if we can just clog up the ground with this Beastcaller, then we can just get in with this guy. Really? They're going to send in with the Paladin. Alright. I'll attempt to trade for Paladin here. Alrighty. They stop at 16. Centaur Outrider. That's a pretty good card to block what we have going on. Let's Subvert and steal something here. Renegade Valkyrie. Well, I don't hate that one at all. Also helps us on the flying plan. I'm going to take damage that the Centaur Outrider deals us. Next turn, I think we'll probably be able to play Ranger and Valkyrie. Ranger can trade for Outrider, and Valkyrie can just start clocking them. Valkyrie is also pretty good with the amount of weapons that we have in our deck. Yeah, playing that first, I'm definitely not blocking their 5/2 with my 5/5. Alright, now if I can only play one card here, yeah. Well, you know what? That actually kind of just makes me want to go for Ghost Form. Yeah, play Renegade Valkyrie, go for Ghost Form, and then I've got lethal next turn with the Levitate. It's unlikely my opponent has a 2-mana effect that can mess us up here, but they clearly have something. Don't know what it is that they have.
My sword is
because they didn't lightning bolt this. So it's just like a temper or something that they have. Renegade Valkyrie can block the Centaur Outrider. That's what I want. Wow, another lifesteal maneuver. 7/7 lifelink. Card's going to be harder to take down than I thought. Alright, pretty sure I definitely just trade with it here. My opponent's going to go up to 14, so I can't really battle with this. They're going to go up to 14, I'm going to go down to 9. And I'm just going to try my best to block Bright Mace Paladin and win the long game. If I draw another Beastcaller's Amulet, then we've got some really solid plays here.
You're not fit to rule.
Well, ask and you shall receive, eh? I think I just make the safest play, which is put an Amulet, get a 3/3 flyer, and then have enough blockers to deal with whatever my opponent has. The only other play would be to continue to smash. I go Levitate, Beastcaller's Amulet, hope to draw a land to play the Ranger, but that's just asking for too much here. So let's smack for 3. make another beast. Post-combat, make a 2/2. So now I can double block the Paladin if I need to. I can positive battle the Crown Watch Deserter. If that's not what happens, then I can just single block the Paladin here. But I'm going to double block Paladin with 2 beasts. Alright, my opponent gains back their life up to 16 now. 16-9. That card could be a little bit annoying to try to deal with in the future. You know what? Yeah, let's give ourselves a 4/4 here, eh? I think a 4/4 is going to be better than the potential damage push that we could get. Plus, we'll finally cycle our Levitate. Draw a card. Wowie zowie! Holy shit. Well, we ain't playing Triple Beastcaller's Amulet for nothing, right, fam? Damn, this is insane. My opponent's still sitting on a fast spell that they haven't cast. I have no idea what that could be. But this board state seems insane. I'm just going to block my opponent's creatures and hope to kill them in 3 attacks here with my 4/3 flyer. I mean, yeah, this is just insane. Alrighty, Rebel Sharpshooter. What happens if they give it +3/+3? Then they'll eat one of our guys. That's fine. I can't double block, though. I mean, I could double block. It just wouldn't do anything additional for us. So, no harm in asking. This card kind of needs to get double blocked, which means our Ranger can get through. Yeah, they got to double block either of our creatures here. I think I can afford to be the aggressor right now. And I've got a chump blocker. Cool. This means I've got 1 less turn that I need to kill them with, and a chump blocker should mean my opponent would have to have 2 pump spells for their unblocked creature. That's not going to happen. And give me 1 second here. I am just going to take that print screen that I just made and post that somewhere because that is pretty sweet. Yeah. I think everything's opening over there. No, it's not. All right, cool. Bear with me here for one more moment. Cool. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Normally don't take a break, but that seemed meme-worthy enough that I wanted to make sure that I got that out there. And also, this draft seems super sweet, so want to get some other people the opportunity to follow along here. Yeah, this one is definitely going well. Educated Collins, missed your first comment there. Just added a new feature. Hopefully will encourage a little bit more chat. Your chat messages pop up on the screen now. Yeah, get those numbers in there. Yeah, we can take a look at the deck here because I will hopefully get some more people joining the stream right now. But the deck is 4 Blood Beetle, and it's like an all-in infiltrate deck. We've got a Ghost Form, a Levitate, and, well, I'll just go through it here in order. Argentport Instigator, Cabal Cutthroat, Eastwind Herald, which our last game was, if you are actually like just joining us and didn't see the Reddit post, this was what happened our last game. I got an Eastwind Herald with 3 Beastcaller's amulets on it. Pretty solid, I think. And what else are we looking at? Yeah, okay, a Felon Stranger, double Lethrai Ranger, a Scavenging Vulture, a Static Bolt, double Amethyst Acolyte, triple Beastcaller's Amulet, triple Blackguard Sidearm, a Desperado, a Sky Snapper, a Trickster's Cloak, Deathstrike, Stone Scar Magus, Subvert, and then some sigils with 1 Felon Banner. What I'm not running is a Tundra Explorer, 2 Wisdom of the Elders, a Second Sight, a Pilfer, a Back Alley Bouncer. And I'm not totally sure if the Back Alley Bouncer play is correct. I think that the Subvert should maybe just be Back Alley Bouncer, or one of the other cards. Could even just be Venom Fang Dagger, but that seems a little bit mediocre to me. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut Subvert for Back Alley Bouncer. Just get another Groundling. Because 4 mana is a lot to spend in our 17 sigil deck, and 4 mana to do nothing is pretty big game. So I think we're just going to continue on with this. Yeah, something in my bones just, if you rewatch the draft portion of the stream, something in my bones, I first picked a Furnace Mage, and I was like, I'm going to pick this Furnace Mage, but I know in my heart I really want to play Feln this draft. And the Feln deck just definitely came together, and I'm grateful for that, because the Feln deck that I landed on wound up being pretty sweet here. Yeah, I just posted this picture onto Reddit, onto the Eternal Card Game subreddit. So hopefully that will get some more people into the stream. That's true, just more creatures for the sidearms makes some sense. Yeah, it's a little bit sidearm heavy. My idea was that the sidearms are pretty good with the Blood Beetles, because sometimes your opponent does have some early drops, and it makes your Blood Beetles unable to get in there. But by putting sidearms on the Blood Beetles, you've got a 3-2 quick draw, which is typically pretty good enough for the early game, and then your 3-2 quick draw becomes a 4-2 flying quick draw, which is definitely strong. But, or I guess it's a 3-3 quick draw that becomes a 4-3 quick draw. And the idea with that is just the opponent's going to either have to chump block it early or get in there. We've got 4 Blood Beetles, so that's a lot. But yeah, a hand like this, the quick draw can probably get the Beetle flying, and then I'll be okay to play the Amulet. "3E." Yeah, 3/3. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Yeah, I'll keep. Sand's very, very borderline. I maybe could have... Alright, Ghost Form hopefully can do some work. Really needs to hit your third land with the deck, but we already have 2 of them. Our Sigil's online because we've got a Blood Beetle. Sky Snapper. Alright, well, we've got a 2/2 flyer. Our opponent can Static Bolt this, but they already could have Static Bolted it, so it seems unlikely. Now we can Static Bolt it. Not really, we don't have the Primal Mana. Maybe I should have just tried to hit another land. Well, we're killing it right now. So, we'll see how this turns out. Eventually, I assume my opponent will have a Silence or something. Felm Banner. Let's go for it. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. My opponent is only playing Sigils, and we're just playing this shit. Don't really want to Sky Snapper into this, but I can put a Sidearm on the Sky Snapper, so I'm not incredibly worried. My opponent's going to block here and take 5. I don't know what's going on. My opponent top deck a Tower Top Patrol on turn 5, but otherwise hasn't had any plays. Sure, let's play Sky Snapper. We're in range of Lightning Storm now. My opponent could Lightning Storm us. But... Or my opponent could concede. I guess my opponent just had all Sigils. I mean, I definitely wouldn't concede into a Sky Snapper that you just get to eat up for free. Maybe they just knew the Sidearm was coming, because why else would we play the Sky Snapper? Yeah, I think the Sidearm was good too, but I kind of just value playing the creatures. But, no, I guess if the only thing that, like, my opponent could pop... But they couldn't have even had Lightning Storm. Like, maybe they could have. Maybe they could have had Lightning Storm. And just a really expensive hand. What are we now? We're 4-0. That is pretty good. The only bad part about this draft is it's going to be over before we can even... Like, we don't have that much time to enjoy it. The draft's just almost already over. We're 4-0. Getting a little cocky here, obviously, as I am apt to do. Happy 420, East Coast. But, yeah, looks like we're just kind of crushing everybody. So, I don't know what to say about that. Definitely redraw, look for a Blood Beetle, as that is the deck. There's the Blood Beetle. There's the Trickster's Cloak. All we need is the Ami. On the draw, this deck is a little bit worse, but Amethyst Acolyte does a decent job, and Trickster's Cloak can give you the flying that you need to be making 5/5s later on. Trickster's Cloak does a lot of work in the deck, because all of these weapons are good to get you to infiltrate, but then they're also good once you've already put a 5/5 onto the battlefield. Like a 7/7 unblockable for a turn, 5/5 unblockable lifelink, 5/5 flyer. All of those pretty good. And what do we have? A Yeti, Snow Slinger.
You look lost.
So now I can make a 6/6, or I can just make a 4/4 flyer. I think I'm going to go for a 4/4 flyer. If my opponent attacks here, guess we'll just let them have a snowball. Alright, so if that's the play, if it's Clockroach, pretty sure I just want to give my guy unblockable so that I can start getting in with him in the future. So now I've got a 4/4 flyer. Next turn I can make it a 5/4 flyer and get a 5/5 for free. And hopefully my opponent just makes another Clockroach here. Just play a 3/3. Yeah, attack me. Yeah, they're going to play a 3/3. So this guy's never actually going to get in. Let's just not give them a snowball for free. I don't see any reason to just give them a snowball. It almost looked like my opponent might have had a battle trick there. No! No! Okay. Well, I kind of want to save this Acolyte for... Oh yeah, don't give him a snowball with Acolyte in hand. I kind of want to save this Acolyte for their other Clockroach.
You look lost.
My opponent's definitely up on card advantage against us here. Need to draw, like, Subvert, awkwardly enough. But, yeah. I think I just trade off again. Alrighty.
A small incision.
Yeah, the Gust was definitely tough. Clearly they've got something for us post-combat, but I'm not going to not make that block. What if they just have another Gust? Like, they either have a Lightning Strike here, or they just have another Gust. Let's just hope that they have another Gust. Yes! And now they're going to have it on the... No, they don't even have Gust? What? They just let us get a 2/2 flyer? Oh, shit! Oh, we did it! We did it, Reddit! Oh my god. Oh my god. That was insane. I did not think that that was going to work as beautifully as that did. They can double block one of our beasts, in which case they take 5 and then we've got lethal on them next turn. Yeah, that attack was super ambitious to give us a 2/2 flyer. This attack's a little ambitious for me, but puts them down to 2. They need to have a way to deal with our Direwood Beast and with our Blood Beetle, so I think we got it. That's another Sigil. That's not going to do it. And Flash Freeze will do it, though. Flash Freeze lets my opponent smack for 2. I'll play a Desperado, which is also lethal. So now my opponent needs... Could they have Flash Freezed as a quick spell on my turn? Would that have done it? I don't really know how Flash Freeze works. Or how freeze works. Maybe once you... I don't really know how Flash Freeze works. I'll be honest. That gets us Diamond in the Draft League, and I feel like well-deserved. This deck is insane. Rhymescale Draconus, some random legend. I don't know what that does. But, yeah, I guess that was an out. You'll have to tell me what Rhymescale Draconus does, because I actually have no idea. Here we go. 5-0. Pretty insane way to start off our drafts here. I'm also Diamond, and it's the 8. I don't think my opponent had the... I don't think my opponent had the Flash Freeze on the original play there. This hand's a little bit slow, but fine. Like, we got a Beastcaller's Amulet and a Flyer and a kill spell, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, Permafrost. All exhausted units. Yeah, that card's sweet. Oni Ronin turn 1. Crazy. Alright. Yeah, my opponent didn't have any fast spells when we originally attacked with the Amulet. They had a fast spell at one point, but it turned out to just be the Gust, I guess. Kind of want to kill this Oni Ronin rather than play a Scavenging Vulture. That means we're giving my opponent one more draw step to play a flyer, though. Okay, 1 second, guys. Family emergency. Okay. Sorry about that. Kind of lost my train of thought. Let's go Vulture. So what's awkward is like if my opponent has Temper here, but what's also awkward is if I play Sky Snapper into Temper. Don't want to block. Guess we still don't know if they have Temper or not, but no luck's given. Don't really want to block this Oni Ronin either because my opponent could kill it with a battle trick. Alright, Burnout. So now we've got a 3-1 flyer. My opponent's got an Oni Ronin. I'm going to Static Bolt it. Could also just play Sky Snapper. Sure. I'm just going to go for mana efficiency. Getting, we're going to give my opponent a bunch more Warcry triggers here, but I think mana efficiency is reasonable. That's fine. My opponent should have killed this guy rather than that guy, though, but... Yeah, I mean, it's a sweet name, but... well, that's an insane blocker. Do I just let my opponent have one more Warcry trigger, then? I guess not, actually. I just use Stone Scar Magus on whatever creature my opponent winds up playing next. Hopefully they don't have another weapon for us, but... We gave them, like, 8 Warcry triggers. That is more than enough. Don't be greedy, opponent. Now they just can't really attack because I've got a Blood Beetle and then I'm just going to levitate it anyways. They probably can attack. They might think that I double block here. Whereas I think I'm actually going to say no blocks. They're going to let me eat the Soulfire Drake with the -2/-2. Sure, that's going to give every card in their deck charge. So let's go down to 11, charge or flying. The flying's actually more annoying. Right? Or would I just levitate? That's not even better. No, don't use the levitate up. Alright, so kill off this. Every card in their deck now gets flying or charge. And we're hitting them for 4 and then 5, so we do win this race. Oh, Trickster's Cloak's also pretty sweet, too. Sure, let's just go Cloak. That gives us a 1-turn clock now. So now we kill my opponent next turn. They need to draw a flyer to chump block. Yeah, Soulfire Drake seems pretty good in draft in general. They get to hit us for 7. We get to hit them back for 7 in the air. Good game, my friend. Oh, this guy's got charge. They get to hit us for 11. That was close. That was close. They put us down to 2. We crash back for 7. Thank you for the game, Wolfie. Let's go Ghost Form and Levitate and play our back alley bouncer. No, Shadow Sigil. Shadow Sigil. Yeah, Soulfire Drake seems just like a pretty good card in general. I know it was nerfed somewhat recently. Yeah, it could have just cycled the Levitate end of turn or something, but... Oh, you think... Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was actually any time to cycle it. Oh, I could have cycled it main phase and hit a Blood Beetle, right? Yeah, I had enough mana to do that. That was probably better. I'm not going to beat myself up too much. Yeah, main phase it to hit a 1 or 2 drop. Yeah, you're right. If I had 6 lands, yeah, I could have played a Lethrai Ranger off of it. I was thinking that half the cards in my opponent's deck were going to have flying, so I might need to like have a flying chump blocker or something like that. Because there was a chance, like, my opponent was like 50-50 to give that Rakano Artisan flying, and then he has a 2-1 flyer to block my 3-1 flyer, which would actually be pretty awkward. Yeah, but if he had a 4-attack creature with charge, yeah, for that reason, it was definitely right to do that. All right, this is our finals here against Misfit. We are going to Misfit. There's no T. We're going to be on the draw with a pretty solid curve of Blood Beetle into Lifelinker, Ghost Form. Wow, this deck is super strong. Don't really even need to hit our 3rd land drop anytime too soon. Borderlands, Waykeeper. A little bit annoying. I guess we can bluff a quick draw here. Our opponent's 100% going to block. This card's actually pretty annoying, isn't it? Well, our sidearm, I think, is going to do a decent amount of work here. Alright. No harm, no foul.
I bear a message.
And what does our opponent have for us on 3 mana? Wild Cloud Snake. Alright, so I could go for sidearm on the Blood Beetle. I'm going to save Static Bolt for Cloud Snake for next turn. Could also just give this -1/-1. You know what? That's going to be the play, right? Yeah. Let's just give Cloud Snake -1/-1 while we can for free. And then my opponent will bounce block for 1, take 2, go down to 23. We go up to 27. That's definitely the best play. Just a Kavu Predator, or not Kavu Predator. Kavu Predator is not what this card is. It's a, oh, I can't even think of the name. Alright, so now my opponent has a 2-3. That means most of our attacks are pretty awkward here, but I think I'm going to turn in the sidearm and go for that. This is a normal spell, right? Oh, an Amulet on turn 2. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I know I did take myself off the double block. Yeah, that's fair. And my opponent's probably just safe to block there. Alright, my opponent's tapped out, so I'm just going to go for this. This will give us a 4-3 flying quick draw monster. My opponent can lightning strike this at any time, so they probably aren't too worried about it. But at the same time,
From the east.
I feel pretty decent about it. I almost just want to continue to bring in the sidearm beats, and I think beats are actually a pretty decent strategy here. Alright, let's go beats. Beats by No Lux Given. The newest, hottest brand. Are we going to see a Lightning Strike? We are indeed. Alright, so Lightning Strike on our Blood Beetle. We still have a 4-3 quick draw Lifelinker attacking in, which is pretty good. Scores 16-31. While not like the end of the game by any stretch of the imagination,
Can you hear the wind blow?
still pretty strong. And yeah, now my opponent's just going to start attacking for 7 against us, but we're getting in a lot of damage too. I can attack with both of these because if my opponent blocks the 2-1, I'll Static Bolt to finish off their 2-4, and I'm the aggressor because I've got the life-linking creature. I'm swinging for 10, whereas my opponent is swinging for 7, but now I can also do this, and I think that's worth it. I've got to hit my opponent 2 more times with the Cutthroat. Yeah, I mean, sometimes your hand just has sidearms, and that's what you got to do. I have to hit my opponent 2 more times with the Cutthroat, and then on the 3rd time I can Ghost Form. If I draw a Cloak, then that's pretty insane. So my plan is, yeah, if we can draw a Cloak... Well, wait, we didn't draw a Cloak. If I had drawn a Cloak on that turn, I could have hit my opponent for 6 and 6. The 1-3 is going to become a 5-5. Can't attack, but it does do a great job blocking. This card does a great job at attacking. Oh, and they're going to stun this so they actually can smash if they want to now. All right. 7. Beastcaller's Amulet. Let's go, baby. No, Lethrai Ranger.
You look lost.
Alright, we're kind of boned, but we got a lot of life points to work with. If we ever hit a Beastcaller's Amulet, then that's online immediately because we can just Ghost Form. My opponent's got a lot of 5/5s, though. Yeah, Predatory Carnosaur, or Deranged Dinomancer.
From the east.
Definitely solid. Just attacking us with their Aegis creature. Alright, another Blood Beetle. I kind of want to Ghost Form, because if we Ghost Form, that means that our other thing is lethal. Also kind of just want to make more blockers. Let's just hold back here. Yeah, I think Cloak is really our only live draw at this point. Maybe we can get a Levitate too. Did we already use Levitate? We did not. So Levitate is also a potential draw in a scenario where my opponent is attacking me with both of their flyers here. Yeah. Levitate's going to be an out as well. Cool. And my opponent is content to just make an army of 5/5s. Not make any attacks. Well, there's the Levitate. Let's hope that they do not have a Lightning Strike. Try to attack for 4. That looks solid to me. And going in for the 5/5s. I don't have any blocks on that. My opponent is now forced to play around Levitate and Ghost Form. Can Ghost Form do it? Gorgon Swiftblade was the draw. They didn't have an answer for our attacker last turn. That means they're not going to have an answer for one this turn. Good game, my friend. 4 unblockable lifelink damage. And that's how you do it, baby. No luck's given. That's the 7-0. That is my very first 7-0 in draft. And it was quite a sweet one.